The Leahy Press has been providing quality printing at competitive prices in the central Vermont area for over 50 years. Since 1969, our motto has been the professional touch in printing. Leahy Press is FSC certified. We pride ourselves on using sustainable methods of printing. Our home state of Vermont is beautiful and we want to keep it that way. For short-run, full-color printing or variable data, we have a high-quality digital press. For longer runs, we use our top-of-the-line Heidelberg offset presses. We also offer die cutting, perfect binding, and mailing services. We strive to keep up with the latest technology to best serve our customers. Our friendly customer service representatives can guide you through your order. No matter the size of your order, your job is important to us.
David, if Fred comes by, don't worry. I've got your back.
Should I be worried about Fred?
Yeah, I got a Fred alert. So, just watch out.
Do you mean a fraud alert?
Yeah, that's what I said, a Fred alert.
Meerkats are always checking for predators. You should be too. Introducing Always Checking from People's United Bank. Digital identity protection that's free for all personal checking customers.
Fraud alerts should not be taken lightly.
Well, neither should Fred alerts, David.
Always Checking from People's United Bank. There's only one you. Let's keep it that way.
Hi, I'm Amy White, Vice President with People's United Bank. We are pleased to support the Central Vermont Chamber and Athena Award again this year. Thank you, Central Vermont Chamber, for bringing this prestigious award to Vermont. We want to congratulate all the nominees and, of course, the 6 finalists. We wish you all the very best and thank you for all that you do. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Good evening and thank you for coming. The Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce is proud and pleased to present 2 internationally acclaimed awards for leadership. For the second time, the International Athena Awards are being presented here in Vermont. Today, we would like to introduce you to 6 accomplished women who are the finalists for these 2 awards. These awards, named after the Greek goddess Athena, known for her strength, wisdom, courage, and enlightenment, are embodied in the criteria used to decide among those nominated for this recognition. The focus of this award is to recognize women in leadership, women who are inspired to take the risk to achieve excellence and succeed. Whether it be in business, education, government, or other public service, these awards recognize those achievements in the finalists and recipients. The Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce sought the opportunity to establish this program in Vermont when we learned of its value, its ability to draw attention to the importance of mentoring, leading, teaching, and encouraging our citizens to seek their strengths and take those steps to improve the quality of life, not only for themselves, but also for their families and their communities. Our mission statement at the Chamber reads that we are here to guide, inspire, and promote the best interests of the businesses and professionals of the area, and to ensure the economic, cultural, educational, and recreational opportunities of its citizens and visitors. This awards program enhances our ability to deliver this mission and inspire more of our citizens to seek opportunity and take risk to succeed. This gala is a monumental undertaking for our Chamber every year. We began planning this gala the day following the last one, but it's an effort we take on gladly. Our staff members, Tanya Barnett and Jeanette Kingsbury, worked very closely with a volunteer committee to deliver a program worthy of the prestige of this international award. I am very proud of their effort and would like to take this opportunity to thank them, as well as our committee of dedicated volunteers, for all of their hard work. None of us expected the pandemic to last this long or reach into our lives this deeply. This year has driven home more than anything else could just how important the virtues of leadership are, and we decided early on it was more important than ever that we recognize these virtues in our fellow Vermonters. It was a grueling schedule and at times a rocky path, but it has led us here to today's, and I feel that I can speak for everyone that the work was worth it. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our event sponsors, Vermont Business Magazine and Community National Bank, as well as UVM Health Network, People's United Bank, Northfield Savings Bank, and Leahy Press for their ongoing support of this event. Here is a brief word from our Nike Goddess and Be a Goddess sponsors.
In 2007, 99% of all textile companies left this country. Even through all the hard times, our commercial lender at Community National has been incredibly supportive of our vision.
We employ 44 plus people in Vermont.
We make flannel almost everything. People working here are proud of this product they're making. You know, they're making something here, and it's a great product.
But I'm very old school. I like go to the bank at least 3 times a week. I like to go in, I like to see the tellers. I trust the bank with the relationship that we've developed and the personal conversations that we're able to have. They look at us as the people behind the company.
We've been helped tremendously by the bank. It's the Vermont Flannel Company. We make happiness in warmth and comfort.
Again, thank you. The Athena Awards are a worthy investment, and your participation sends a clear message that your business invests in your community and its growth by identifying and honoring its leaders. We could not have had this ceremony without your help. I would now like to introduce Dee Lamberton, owner of the Quilter's Garden in Montpelier and chair of the Athena Committee.
Thank you, Kevin. And thanks to each of you for attending this virtual gala. Our audience of family and friends also includes the dedicated Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce members and staff, our impressive group of women Athena Committee members and judges, our generous sponsors, our inspirational keynote speaker, last year's inaugural Athena recipients, and 6 incredible women who are meeting, honoring, celebrating, and applauding this evening. The Athena Awards have a unique and rich history. The name Athena comes from the ancient Greek goddess of wisdom. Last year, the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce had the foresight to bring this international award to our state for the very first time. Over 7,000 accomplished women and men from all over the globe have been recognized and celebrated for their professional excellence, determination, risk-taking, community service, advocacy, and most importantly, their support and mentorship of other women. The spirit of generosity and commitment to other women, while always important, is especially vital now. One significant barrier that holds women back is a lack of access to opportunities, networks, and advocates. The women we are honoring tonight are breaking this barrier down. The Athena Awards celebrate women who strive towards the highest level of professional accomplishment excel in their chosen careers, and contribute to their communities. What makes the Athena Awards special is that honorees have a track record of helping other women pursue their dreams and achieve their goals. Success rarely happens in a vacuum, and when women succeed, they create a path for others to follow. Women are leaders, but what is important is not that women lead. What is important is how women lead.
We lead by being true to ourselves,
by displaying high integrity,
by innovation,
by seeking knowledge,
by collaborating with others,
by daring to stand alone and speak the truth,
communicating powerfully and prolifically,
by taking initiative,
by inspiring and mentoring others,
by being a champion of change,
by serving our community and world,
by connecting to the outside world.
We are empowering leaders,
fair leaders, inspiring leaders,
strong leaders,
courageously authentic leaders,
interactive leaders.
We lead
with authenticity,
with humility,
with resilience,
with creativity,
with compassion.
You just had a glimpse of this year's finalists, who are leading and leading greatly, who are giving and giving abundantly, who are remarkable women. While this year has presented unusual challenges, it's also presented an opportunity to realize how strong and important our community of women leaders are. One of Vermont's gifted leaders is going to share her story with us tonight. Pat Moulton is a trailblazing woman, and she has held key leadership positions both regionally and statewide. Pat has been appointed to various leadership positions by 4 different Vermont governors. She is currently Vermont Technical College's first female president in the 100+ year history of the college. She is passionate and enthusiastic for the college and for our state. Please welcome Pat Moulton.
Good evening, and thank you so much for inviting me to be your keynote speaker tonight for the Athena Awards of the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. I'm really sorry we can't all be together tonight, but I'm delighted to have a chance to talk to you. And apologies for my somewhat casual attire this evening. Today is Flannel Friday at Vermont Technical College. I'm wearing my Vermont Tech branded flannel from Vermont Flannel Company, of course. First and foremost, congratulations to the 2020 award recipients this evening. I was so happy to hear of last year's awardees. Both Jeannie Morrissey and Gwen Pacalo are superb choices, and I know this year will be too. When Ed Larson asked me to speak, I jumped at the chance. I applaud the Central Vermont Chamber for recognizing women leaders, especially with the name Athena. I did a bit of sleuthing to better understand who Athena was, and she was apparently Zeus's favorite child, the goddess of war, the female counterpart of Ares. She was known as fierce and ruthless, a warrior. She was also a protector of civilized life and praised for her compassion and generosity. I found it interesting these seemingly competing traits were in this one goddess. However, when you think about the traits of a good leader, they include protecting civility and being ruthless, not in the sense of war or violence, but ruthless in the pursuit of outcomes, mentoring, and driving forward. For women leaders, traits like compassion and generosity of time are really critical. It requires being ruthless in the pursuit of knowledge and driving towards goals, really putting yourself out there and working to make a difference however and wherever you see a need. This is an aptly named award for this year's awardees, and all who receive it should be very proud. Ed asked me to talk about my road to leadership. How may I have taken risks? Who mentored me? What motivated me to push for higher opportunities? Well, my 3 older brothers, mentors each of them in their own way, would tell you a chance to talk about myself for 10 minutes would put me in heaven. And they're not wrong. Those of us with older brothers have learned to have thick skin. The traits I see are critical to leadership. Risk-taking is foremost amongst them. And yes, putting yourself out there. Not be afraid and knowing that you can and will make mistakes. And I have found I learned more from my mistakes than my successes. You don't forget the mistakes, that's for sure. My path started right out of college when I took a risk of a one-year internship after obtaining my bachelor's degree. My friends were making good money as waitstaff or other far more financially lucrative pursuits than my $69 a week internship for the Department of Economic Development in Vermont. In the end, I leveraged that internship into 35 years of a successful career in economic development in Vermont, a risk well worth taking. Some of you may have known my father, Al Moulton. Sadly, fewer and fewer of his peers are alive these days. Dad was a leader in economic development most of his life on the local, regional, and state levels in Maine, but mostly here in Vermont. My brothers call me the son my father never had, because my career followed his very closely until I joined higher education. I too did economic development work on the local, regional, and state levels. My name definitely helped me early in my career, and it helped to open doors, but I had to work hard to keep those doors open. My first real job was executive director of the Green Mountain Economic Development Corporation in the White River, Bradford, Randolph areas. There was an article in the local paper indicated they needed an Al Moulton in the job. Well, at 23 years old, I wrote to the chair of the board saying, "I'm not Al Moulton, but you can afford me." I put myself out there, scared, but out there. I got that job as their first executive director of this brand new regional development corporation. I learned a ton from that job and from my board of directors, and of course, my father. I took another chance and wrote to Governor Snelling in his second term around as governor and asked him to hire me on his team. I'll share a funny story that those of you with older brothers might appreciate. I was working for the Bennington County Industrial Development Corporation at the time I applied for the work with Governor Snelling. One day there was a message on my office answering machine, we had those back then, from a man named Dick Rochelle with the governor's office, and he was saying the governor would like to talk to me. The message got cut off at the end with no number to call back. Thrilled and excited, I called the governor's office main number asking for Dick Rochelle. I forgot who answered the phone, but I knew that person and explained the message I received. He said, "I'm not saying the governor doesn't want to talk to you, Pat, but there's no one here by that name of Dick Rochelle." I was disappointed and confused. A couple of days later, my brother Dave called me, and at the end of our conversation, he says, "Hey, good luck with Dick Rochelle." It was my brother who left the message that got cut off, and I didn't know it was him, didn't recognize his voice. Once again, thick skin and older brothers go together. Despite that, I was appointed Deputy Commissioner of Economic Development with the Snelling administration. Later, I was appointed Commissioner of Economic Development by Governor Howard Dean. And a couple of years after that, I left state government to start a consulting business with my father. That was a significant risk. Out of the guaranteed weekly paycheck to consulting. It worked out really well for us until my dad retired, and I had to tell him there was not enough money to keep paying him. Consulting businesses live on billable hours, and I could not bill enough to support the both of us. That was a learning experience, laying off your father. When I think of mentors, there's a long list, and I won't go into that all tonight. I learned a great deal working for Governor Snelling, both during his 1986 campaign for U.S. Senate and as governor. Never bring me a problem without at least two possible solutions was something I heard from him and has stuck to me to this day. Another influencer early on in my career is the desire to make a difference. I recall early in my economic development days reading in a local paper about an engagement of a couple who worked for a local company I helped expand. I knew they were getting engaged because they were financially secure in a business I helped grow. The ability to have an impact on policy and people's lives in a positive way was what motivated me to go higher up. I saw what I could do in lower or middle management, and I wanted a chance at the top spot. Later, when I had larger leadership roles, I could influence how programs were set up. When I was Commissioner of Economic Development, I knew I wanted to be Secretary of the Agency of Commerce and Community Development someday, to do things differently, to do new things, or expand on what was working. I could assemble a good team to implement and be there to carry work on after I was gone from this appointed position. I could improve government processes. I could assure fairness and transparency. I could help a governor look at policy options, bring solutions by working with a good team to think things through. I could influence how policy was developed and implemented. I could help make Vermont a better place, to make Vermonters' lives better. As a born and raised Vermonter, my goal has been to leave this place better than I found it, something I think a lot of us aspire to. That led my thinking and actions all the way through my career. When Jeb Spalding, then Chancellor of the Vermont State College, called me and asked me to consider the interim president of Vermont Tech, it caught me off guard. I never aspired to be a college president. My experience in higher ed was as a consumer. But what a great chance to bring my experience running agencies, working with employers, working in economic and workforce development to the pinnacle. So I jumped. Again, another risk, putting myself out there. The interview process for the permanent presidency was like nothing I had been through. I was up against 2 other candidates with 30-page resumes, lists of published papers, years in higher education. I figured I had no chance. My friends and family kept telling me, just be yourself, put yourself out there. So I put me out there. I told folks what I thought I could do and what I wanted to do. And if that wasn't good enough, then so be it. In the end, I was the choice, and I am thrilled. Boy, did I have a lot to learn, and I still do. But I feel I'm bringing practical solutions to the challenges that higher education is experiencing now. Being the president of a college in the middle of a pandemic, where demographics have been working against us for years, where investment in public higher education is either 49th or 50th in the country, depending on what day you look, it's one of the most challenging jobs I've ever had. And higher education is changing dramatically as a result of demographic and market changes, and now COVID. Not having 35 years of higher education experience behind me is not a handicap, because almost everything in higher education is changing as we speak. What we used for benchmarks before are all changing. But good planning, good business sense, marketing, and organizational principles still apply. The position also gives me one of the greatest opportunity to change Vermont and the lives of Vermonters. We do it every year here at Vermont Tech, with a 98 to 100% placement rate for our graduates every year, with the best return on your higher education investment of any higher education institute in Vermont, means we are changing lives for the better. We're helping to launch careers right out of college, careers that are desperately needed in Vermont. This is the capstone of my career. Another key principle I learned midway in my career is to hire folks smarter than you. Hire folks that can replace you. Surround yourself with a good team you trust, listen to them and give them room to go and to fail. Again, we learn more from our failures. For me, and it's different for all of us, being a good leader is being a good listener first and foremost. It involves surrounding yourself with smart folks that know their stuff and give them room. Follow the good piece of advice you pick up along the way. Put yourself out there. Know you will fail, and when you do, admit it, move on with fixing it, and learn from it. Be fierce and ruthless in your pursuit of outcomes that benefit people and your community. Be ruthless in your pursuit of compassion. Essentially, be an Athena. Thank you so much for allowing me to talk to you tonight, and congratulations to the awardees this evening.
Thank you, Pat. We appreciate you sharing your story and being with us tonight. I can wholeheartedly say that it was no simple task for our judges to narrow down this year's nominees to the final 3 in both categories. The impressive list of women and their remarkable accomplishments that were presented to us this year are truly remarkable. In our eyes, every single nominee deserves praise for what they have achieved. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our independent panel of judges. These prominent community leaders volunteer their time to assess each Athena nomination and choose the finalists based upon their professional achievement, community service, and the support and mentoring of women. This ceremony is not possible without their time and dedication. Thank you, Betsy Bishop, President of the Vermont Chamber of Commerce, Kim Boldock, Boldock Metal Recycling, Kristen Carlson, Vice President of External Strategic, Regulatory, and Legal Affairs for Green Mountain Power, Cheryl LaFrance, Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at Northfield Savings Bank, and Jeannie Morrissey, President of J.A. Morrissey and Vermont's first Athena Leadership Award recipient. Whether you know our finalists and the work they have accomplished, or will be learning about them for the first time tonight, I promise that you will be wowed and utterly amazed by their individual and collective achievements, as well as their passion for helping others. They've made a powerful impact on our community, in their profession, and in the lives of other women. May their stories inspire you and young girls and women looking to achieve dreams of their own. May their stories convey to you and young girls and women that women can do and be anything. May their stories transmit wisdom to you and young girls and women that they are not limited by their gender. May their stories of who me help girls and women understand absolutely you.
Absolutely you.
Absolutely you.
Absolutely you.
Absolutely you. Absolutely you.
Absolutely you.
The 2020 Athena Award finalists are without a doubt transforming our great state of Vermont. Vermont's inaugural Athena Leadership Award was presented to Jeannie Morrissey, who has certainly broken glass ceilings, defied stereotypes, raised standards, and served as a role model for hundreds of women. She has been driven throughout her career to create equality, equity, and balance in a trade that has the lowest percentage of gender diversity in the workforce. Her values have shaped and fueled her drive to build a life that gives back to her employees, her community, her friends, her family, and strangers. Please welcome Jeannie Morrissey.
Well, hello. I'm going to just ask my teammates to chat with me to tell me if you can hear me before I start. Thank you.
We can hear you here.
Okay, thank you. So thank you to the Chamber for pulling this event off in the pandemic. I'm not as tidy as Pat Moulton, who, by the way, Pat, I noticed in the background of your picture a building that I worked on 32 years ago. But I also wanted to thank the sponsors and ask everyone in the audience to take a look at who is sponsoring this event, because the way that we get to shine the light on these 6 finalists is through the support of all the businesses that chipped in order to create and produce this event, and to my fellow judges. And I also want to give a special shout out to all of the people who nominated these women, because I can tell you that the folks that took the time to articulate the amazing accomplishments of these women, that was no small task. And in part, being able to really see the depth of accomplishment and how far out into the world that these 6 women have reached we wouldn't know if those folks hadn't taken the time to write incredibly impressive nominations. So thank you for that. But tonight really is about shining a light on these 6 women, and there will be winners that will emerge. But the truth of the matter is we as a community are all winners because they are sharing this Vermont environment with us. And if you take the time to look either in the program or if you get onto the website for the chamber, there's detailed articulation of just some of their accomplishment, and you will see these women have created and gotten behind and forwarded new endeavors in areas of business and education, in the environment, in science and technology, and economic development, and outreach and mentoring. And I have to say, from time to time, I've gone back to read it because I just think it's so much that they've done. And I was looking at my life, and Dee had asked me the possibility of addressing my mentors even tonight. And I have to say that I didn't have people like you. I had people like Gloria Steinem, and I had people like Sandra Day O'Connor, and I had people like Geraldine Ferraro, who in 1984 was the first nominee for the Vice President of the United States. And I don't know if you can tell, but I am one very happy mentored woman, along with millions worldwide, with the election of Kamala Harris today. So I will try not to distract my joy from your joy this evening. But I also wanted to just use that as definitely the articulation of what this world needs right now is great leaders. Leadership is one of the most important things that we can experience in these times, that we are helping each other, we are leading each other. And because this format of having this be broadcast, it's really hard to look all of the 6 finalists in the eye and just tell you how unbelievably impressive you are, and how grateful I am that you are doing, all of what you're doing. I wrote down right before we came on, I wrote down, my own sense of what is leadership. And I said, leadership is what happens when one's ability to envision the future is backed by a profound belief in yourself and in others. And that was one thing when we did the press conference announcement that I was so uplifted by. Without an exception, there was a clear articulated joy on the part of all of the finalists around the notion of helping others, and clearly your own accomplishments so profound, and that notion of helping others. I said, these women are in their core and in their heart true leaders. So I am here to both congratulate you tonight, and for that aspect of you that is so committed to others. I'm announcing right now that J.A. Morrissey, my company, is going to contribute $1,000 to every recipient's charity of choice. And so after this event or tomorrow, you can let me know where you would like me to send that in your name. But congratulations to all of you. And I want to get together, all of us, post-pandemic. Thank you for everyone who's tuning in, that is caring and supporting and clapping and cheering all of these women on. It's a privilege to be associated with this event. So thank you to Dee, and thank you to everyone else.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you so much. And now I would like to introduce the 3 finalists for the Athena Leadership Award. Nicole DiDomenico has worked at Norwich University since 2002, when she was first hired to coordinate local volunteer programs for students and help faculty create service learning opportunities for their courses. In 2009, she developed and became director of the university's Center for Civic Engagement, and through her creativity and drive, she has propelled the Center for Civic Engagement into a far-reaching, diverse organization that harnesses student energy to foster civic engagement. She helped to establish the center's first endowment, which has since been renamed the Carol W. Todd Fund for Civic Engagement. As director, Nicole's commitment to the quality of life of others within her community and the larger world communities, she has helped to build local, national, and international service programs, student organizations, special events, and partnerships serving communities from Northfield, Vermont to Iban, Thailand. She routinely works with over 40 students, staff, and volunteer leaders annually to direct the university's Vision Abroad program, which promotes the active participation of Norwich students in their community and the larger world. While working at Norwich, Nicole has also served several nonprofits as a member of their board of directors, such as the Green Mountain United Way, Planting Hope, Inc., and Serve of Northfield. She continues to consult nonprofit organizations on a pro bono basis with a focus on strategic planning, fundraising, and board development. Through her efforts, Nicole impacts children and families directly and significantly in our community. In Nicole's free time, she serves as the project coordinator for the NGO in Tanzania, which combines vocational training and residential care for orphaned youth. She cherishes the friendships she's developed with her students as they've graduated and kept in touch over the years, and her favorite pastimes include gardening, reading, volunteering as a member of the Barry Rotary Club, and spending time with her family. Nicole, congratulations. Please take a moment to introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Nicole here, reaching out to you from my home here in Berlin. It is such an honor to have been nominated for this award, and to hear that I was a finalist was unbelievable, especially given the caliber of women who are joining us here tonight. So I can't thank you enough, and I wish everybody the best of luck, and I just wanted to thank you again.
Sam Roach Gerber. Originally from Massachusetts, Sam consults, coaches, advises hundreds of entrepreneurs each year as Vice President at Vermont Center for Emerging Technologies. She also oversees programming and partnerships, membership, events, communications, and marketing. In doing so, she adds value to entrepreneurs and Vermont's innovation ecosystem in so many ways. She is moving the needle forward for Vermont startups and the Vermont Center for Emerging Technologies organization. Sam started the Female Founders Speaker Series in 2016, created and co-hosts Start Here, which is a podcast sharing the stories of active, aspiring, and accidental entrepreneurs. She organized and hosted the Female Founders 25K Start Here Challenge in 2018, and she instructs Middlebury College's Mid-Entrepreneurs J-Term course. Sam is on the board of Vermont Works for Women, which is an organization near and dear to her heart. She's also on the board for Launch Vermont and is an investment committee member of the Burlington Telecom Innovation Fund. In 2018, Sam was named a Rising Star by Vermont Business Magazine. She is currently working towards her MBA at Champlain College. Sam's innovation and focus on female entrepreneurship has changed the Vermont landscape for the better. Through her work and volunteering, she has been very intentional in elevating the voice of women in entrepreneurialism. She sets an example of being fearless, authentic, and generous. She is a humble role model for many professionals in our state. In her free time, Sam enjoys running, CrossFit, field hockey, hiking, and skiing with her husband, Jeremy. Congratulations, Sam. Please take a moment to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I am completely honored to be here and just blown away by the other nominees and just so inspired by Pat's words tonight. So thank you all again and just so honored and congratulations to everyone.
Liz Scharf has worked at Capstone Community Action in Barrie for the past 6 years. Her committed community leadership has helped motivate women across the economic divide to transform their lives. Through her skills at financial coaching and her compassionate ability to connect with people of diverse backgrounds, Liz has counseled over 500 economically disadvantaged individuals, primarily women, and given them the skills and courage to take control of their lives. She initiated a special pilot program to work with unemployed parents receiving state assistance to establish skills in budgeting, credit building, and financial literacy, 95% of whom were women. Liz's dedication and success was essential to Capstone's ability to sustain and grow the financial empowerment program as a recipient of a 3-year grant from Northfield Savings Bank. Her role grew exponentially with COVID-19 when she repurposed the Community Kitchen Academy to serve 300 homeless individuals and families, 3,100 meals weekly, partnering with area businesses. Prior to Capstone, Liz worked for Rumney Memorial School in the school's nutrition program, focusing on incorporating local foods into the school food service menu. Rumney's schedule afforded her the opportunity to work around her kids' schedule in their younger years and have the time to devote to managing the Middlesex food shelf and organizing yearly fundraising events to support the local foods program and the food shelf. She is active in her community, serving as a select board member since 2014 and on the board of Civil Authority and Emergency Management Committee for the town of Middlesex. She's also a volunteer income tax assistant provider during tax season, preparing taxes for low and moderate income Vermonters. When she's not working, she loves to cook, mountain bike, garden, and spend time with her extended family. Liz and her husband live in Middlesex and are celebrating their newly empty nest while their 2 sons attend college. Liz, congratulations. Please take a moment to introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? This is Liz Scharf. Thank you very much. This is a great event. I'm super impressed by a virtual gala, and I'm having lots of fun. And I'm really honored to be a nominee and one of the finalists. And I am so proud to be amongst such accomplished women. So congratulations to everyone, and thank you.
Thank you. And now I want to introduce Gwen Picallo, 2019's Vermont ATHENA Young Professional Leadership Award recipient. She is creating innovative and effective changes by propelling women business owners into greater economic and social spheres of power in our state. Gwen aspires to share her gained wealth of knowledge with the next generation of leaders by guiding, mentoring, exhilarating, counseling, and empowering them. She is helping women take a choice to rise for respect, rise for equality, rise for pay, rise for credit, rise for opportunity, rise for a seat at the table, rise for a voice. Gwen Pacalo.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Central Vermont Chamber and all our sponsors. And thank you, Athena Award nominees, for letting us celebrate you and recognize you. I've got my last year's award here, and it was such an honor and a beautiful evening last year at the gala. And I got to tell you, I remember when I got the notice that I had been nominated, I felt so undeserving. I really was like, but this is just what we do. And there are so many amazing women in our community. And I guess that's a common thing for us to say, well, this is just what we do. And being aware of each other and being careful for each other is what we do. And this is what you have done every day in your daily lives, achieving and reaching for excellence. So thank you. You bring us hope and meaning in a time that hope and meaning are more important than ever. And, it might be interesting to think about, we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge that it's been a weird year and it's been painted with few things, if not uncertainty. And watching how you each in your professions and in your daily life have injected meaning and hope has been humbling. And you have answered the call to lead the community with humility and joy in many cases. And one of the things that I've seen over the year has been women asking not what's going to happen to me, what's going to happen to but what's going to happen to us and what can I do? And that has personally given me a great deal of meaning through this year. You are creating a more preferable world for us, and you maintain lightheartedness. And that's something that I think, after last year's gala, I started being more aware of the unique ability for women to build community. And I mean, I get paid to be aware of women building community, of course, in my job. But I started being more aware of it. And one of the things that I noticed this year, so we work with women who are starting growing their business. And when the federal and state financial relief products started being released in the summer and early days of the pandemic, we were getting calls asking, first off, how do I connect with my community about this? And you're teaching us how to connect with our communities. We also got calls around, we actually had to do a lot of convincing women that they should seek products that will help them, seek opportunities for them to be recognized, just like these, because they would say, someone else could benefit from this, so I'm going to step back. And so that's where evenings like this are so important. In fact, they're an imperative and not a luxury. It'll be nice when recognizing women is a luxury experience, but it's an imperative. You are showing us what it means to accept the responsibility to be awesome and to be leaders in our community. And it comes with a great deal of responsibility because we carry the legacy of the women who came before us that made this possible. And we now carry a legacy and need to make sure that the road is clearer for the people who come after us. So thank you so much for all you do in your daily lives to make this world a more preferable and enjoyable place to be. Congratulations.
Thank you, Gwen. That was very well said. It is truly my pleasure now to introduce you to the Athena Young Professional Leadership Award finalists.
Kristen Balshunat, originally from Glens Falls, New York, is a conservation specialist for the Winooski Natural Resources Conservation District. Through her energetic, creative, knowledgeable personality, She has significantly boosted the program's reach and notoriety. In her current role at Winooski NRCD, Kristen empowers community members from farmers to city dwellers to make changes that improve water quality, soil health, and wildlife habitat. Even through the loss of some funding due to the COVID-19 cutbacks, Kristen designed ways for the impassioned volunteers in her community to continue an 8-year study on the health of their brooks. Watershed groups statewide asked Kristen to share her process with their own communities after they too felt the funding squeeze. She coordinates the Rethink Runoff Stream team, organizes riparian tree planting events, works with farmers to write nutrient management plans, provides training to partners and volunteers, and mentors summer interns. She has a good eye for the challenges of working in a male-dominated science field and has unabashedly redefined the work to help grow a network of female environmental scientists. She is an active community scientist, involved in projects like eBird, iNaturalist, spotted salamander research, and bird banding. Kristen volunteers at Old Spokes Home, where she refurbishes donated bikes to share with community members in need, and has supported Migrant Justice, Community on Temporary Shelter, Vermont Racial Justice Alliance, and Vermont Community Garden Network by fundraising and/or volunteering to advocate for their causes. In her free time, Kristen enjoys hiking, birding, planting, gardening, and canoeing. Kristen is truly an emerging and dynamic leader in Vermont's environmental field and serves as a great role model for other women seeking a career in the sciences. Congratulations, Kristen. Please take a moment to introduce yourself.
Hello. Thank you so much for having all of us here tonight, and congratulations. I'm always in awe the more I learn about the stories of all of the other nominees, just how much amazing work women are doing throughout the state. I wanted to especially say thank you so much for acknowledging this category of young women. It feels amazing to be celebrated, even as we are still learning, growing, and making mistakes. And so thank you so much.
Mary Maeve Brannigan is a professional project manager who has built her career in the design and implementation of mission-driven projects that support economic and social justice. As Assistant Vice President of Communications and Policy at Associates for Training and Development, Mary Maeve has been on the cutting edge in the field of workforce development, helping to expand Associates for Training and Development's work across 5 states in the Northeast, serving thousands of low-income senior citizens with innovative and effective paid job training opportunities. Her expertise has benefited many organizations in efforts that promote the education and financial literacy of low-income or marginalized women. Mary has managed workforce development projects for special populations for almost 10 years. She promotes programs that address poverty, helping to stabilize vulnerable people and build communities. Her extensive history of volunteer work includes serving as a catechist for the Vermont Roman Catholic Diocese, wherein she has instructed adolescents on religious principles, including kindness and compassion, and a curriculum that keeps children safe from exploitation and abuse. Mary Maeve has been previously recognized as a rising star by the Vermont Business Magazine and Vermont Young Professional of the Year by the Vermont Young Professional Organization. Mary Maeve enjoys bar fitness and is working on a cookbook of experimental craft cocktails. She has been to Las Vegas 26 times and has a beautiful tri-colored cat named Gretel. Congratulations, Mary Maid. Please take a moment to introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Dee, very much for that introduction. I'm very humbled to be here. I went to a women's college, and ever since then, I have always understood that how society really moves forward and how communities are really strengthened is when women build up and support other women. And that has absolutely been my experience of being nominated for this Athena Award. So thank you for that privilege. I'm humbled to be here, and congratulations to everyone else on the call. Thank you.
Lisa Dion is an innovative full-time lecturer of computer science at University of Vermont since 2016 and a student advisor. Each semester, she teaches courses to hundreds of sophomore, junior, and senior computer science majors and minors. She received an Innovation in Teaching Award from UVM's College of Engineering and Mathematical Sciences in May of 2019. Her workload also includes advising 30 to 40 students each semester and serving on department and college level committees. She is also the faculty advisor for the Society of Women in Computer Science Student Club and attends the Grace Hopper Celebration of Women in Computer Science and Computing Conference each year. These groups aim to support gender equality in the extremely male-dominated fields of technology and computing. In the spring of 2017, Lisa started a local chapter of Girls Who Code in Vermont, which promotes engagement of women in computer science and teaches girls to program. She has also served as the Vermont affiliate coordinator of the Nation Conference of Women in Technology, which awards high school and college-aged women who aspire to involve computing in their future careers. She is committed to supporting the success of women in computer science and has made many concrete related efforts in her role at UVM. She is a model instructor, innovator, and contributor to the diversity and richness on UVM's campus community. Outside of her passions for teaching and gender equity in computing, Lisa enjoys reading, going to concerts, traveling, and crafting homemade gifts for family and friends. Lisa Dion, congratulations. Please take a moment to introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here. And I want to send a special thank you to Jeannie and Gwen, who were the recipients of the award last year. The fact that you continue to be involved in this really shows that it's a great community building award. And so I'm excited to keep in touch with the other 5 awesome finalists that we have this year, and really excited to sort of create that community and sort of move this forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I would like to add my admiration to these very impressive, successful finalists. I congratulate each one of you today for your honorable work and vast achievements. Thank you for allowing us to share this moment with you each today. And now, it is my honor and privilege to announce the 2020 Athena Leadership Award recipient. She is someone that leaves the door open for other women. Her nominator characterized her as being personable and engaging, brilliant and energetic, therefore well-known and immensely well-liked. Given her spirit and sincerity, she connects with women and provides them opportunities they might not have had otherwise. Sam is playing a pivotal role in the success of women throughout Vermont. Congratulations, Sam, 2020's Athena Leadership Award recipient.
please take a moment if you'd like to say some words.
Let me just pull my jaw off the floor. Thank you so much. I'm just beyond honored and so thankful for my fellow nominees, especially Nicole and Liz. You inspire me, and I continue to watch your work and just really blown away. The Central Vermont Chamber, thank you so much for bringing this award to Vermont. Jeannie and Gwen, you truly set the example of what this award should be. And Pat Moulton talked about risk taking in her speech, and you can only take those risks if you have a supportive community behind you, which is absolutely what I have. So thank you to everyone. Again, I'm just completely honored and blown away.
Congratulations, Sam. The 2020 Athena Young Professional Leadership Award recipient understands we succeed when paving the way for the next generation. We succeed when bringing out the best in each other. We succeed when lifting each other up. We succeed when making sure all women are inspired to be their best selves. Lisa is committed to educating, empowering, and mentoring women. Congratulations, Lisa Dion, 2020's Athena Young Professional Leadership Award recipient. If you'd like to say a few words, please join in.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Yeah, this is an absolute honor. So many people to thank. My nominee, the person who nominated me, Linda, is the dean where I work, a wonderful role model and mentor. I want to thank my original role model, my mother, who is as strong a woman as anybody. I have lots of amazing colleagues who are mentors and advocates and a wonderful support system where I am. And so thank you to all of them. Thank you to the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce, all of the people on the committee and the judging panel. I was reading through the pamphlet for this event, and my goodness, I want to nominate all of you for this award. Yes, just thanks all around, and thank you to Dee as well. This is an absolute honor.
Thank you. Congratulations, both of you. And to the finalists, you all do incredible work. And to all of you in this virtual room, thank you for coming to meet, celebrate, honor, and applaud these remarkable women who are leading by example. And as you leave this evening, think today and every day, we must empower each other, lead each other by paving the ways, opening doors, and making space for more of us. At this point in the program, we would like to invite you to a social gathering with the finalists. In the comment section of the YouTube, you'll find a link that you can click on, and it will connect you to the Zoom platform, which is where the finalists have been interacting with you. Thank you and have a wonderful evening, and I hope you join our meet and greet session.